Here we go, showing the way that I learned to split wood a few years ago. Something I should have learned back when I was a kid. Saved an awful lot of work of picking up sticks of wood whenever I was splitting. I guess I started splitting wood for the kitchen stove about 7 years old with an old broad hatchet. Probably had about a 26-inch handle or something like that on it. Anyway, my uncle had fixed it up for me. And I learned right away that it split much better than using a regular axe or even a maul. And I realized the reason it happened was because it's beveled only on one side. It kind of forces you to flip whenever you hit. Now back then I was taking small sticks and slabs, sawmill slabs that were cut into wood length for the kitchen stove and splitting them up. But anyway, I learned the flip pretty early. But this tire thing is something that I don't remember, maybe 10-15 years ago I picked up on it. But at the time, I was cutting the beads off the tires, off of 2 tires, using a soldering iron to poke holes through them to sew the sidewalls together, so I'd have a tall tire that didn't. But nowadays they have these tall sidewall tires that have narrow beads on them, so there is no sense in going through with that. Now this isn't nearly as tall or as small in the sidewall as a lot of them, but this saves a lot of work because you don't have to bend over and pick up a stick of wood after every time. Another thing, splitting on the ground. If you've got a block sitting on dirt, it's just another thing between it to absorb some of the energy. So effectively you're going to be splitting on dirt, and not having a splitting block means that when you swing, you're not as likely to hit yourself if there's a miss or a bust through or something. Now when you're using the tire, you don't have near as many problems with that. But anyway, get back to doing the splitting thing. It's just a whole lot easier. Now I'm not sure how this is mimosa. Cut it down out of a neighbor's yard that was creating problems, rubbing on the house face. Anyway, we cut the tree down, and so I don't know how it splits. That one piece there was real knotty, so it split kind of rough, but I don't know. I might try splitting some with the axe. But at any rate, on the ground, in a tire, is the way to go when you're splitting wood. There are knots in this. It's nowhere near clear wood. Now, I had a lady who I was splitting some wood for complain that when I put the wood in the tire and started splitting it, I didn't seem to know when to stop. So I would wind up with wood she wanted for a heating stove, split to the size for a wood cook stove. If it, now see, it all falls out that way. If it doesn't all fall out, let's see, it didn't fall out. I had it full, and it was real tight in the tire. You just set it up on its side and take your maul and just shoot them out. Anyway, ain't much information there that you can't get someplace else. Just my 2 cents worth. And I had to split this stuff up anyway. Holler at you later. See you on the creek. Bye. Well, I thought I was done with this, but the light is nice and even, which makes for a good information picture. So anyway, I thought I would try splitting online with this axe. Some of the larger chunks of the mimosa. Don't have much experience splitting mimosa. Back when we were in tree service, they were not one of the woods that we saved to go to the owner, the tree service owner's place, where we piled up a lot of wood that his boys turned into firewood and sold. But anyway, I thought I would go ahead and do this and tack it on to the other video I did about splitting on the tires. So here goes. Now that one didn't flip. I have sort of gotten out of practice with my splitting. Now, some wood, like sycamore, splits really easily if you box it off around the edges. Instead of trying to split straight across the middle, you split around the sides, and a wood that is almost impossible to split straight across comes out being fairly easy. No, that one didn't bust all the way through. I don't know how fast this stuff dries. Now, Grandpa used to have a little poem that he quoted. I'm not sure exactly where it came from, but the refrain of the thing was, "Ashwood green, ashwood dry, is fit for a king or a queen or whatever to toast their toes by." So some wood burns just fine green, and some has to dry for 2 or 3 years. We don't know about this. Well, whatever kind of wood it is, the smaller you split it, the faster it's going to dry. Anyway, love y'all. See you on the creek.